But to get started, I guess maybe we could talk about the issues with traditional gaming. So I know you touched on it very briefly, but I would love to go into more detail with like the current issues that you see in traditional gaming, but then also the issues that you see in crypto gaming in more detail.
Yeah, I mean, I like that question, right? Because usually, I think for the past year and a half, everyone's just saying, "Oh, what's wrong with crypto gaming?" I like the way we started, right? Like, what's wrong with traditional gaming? So, I think I think the main issue is that essentially it's very extractive. I mean, the business model itself is extractive, meaning that you're let's say you play a game on mobile, you're being charged for things, based on the way it's modeled. Someone might spend $50,000 and get into a divorce, right? And then they don't even own any of the assets in that game. I've seen this happen before where people spend so much in these, but they really have nothing to show for it at all, right? I mean, the devs could do whatever they want with the data. You don't own anything. You spent 50,000. So essentially, it's just saying that hey, you could play this game for free, and you're just kind of paying us to enjoy the game. But I would say like what's enjoyable is, I mean, it's a very subjective thing, and at the same time, games do have different life cycles. So it's a lot of times it's like something kind of attracted you in there, then later on your logic takes over a little bit more. I'd say it's almost like certain relationships, right, where it's basically it's just
Yeah.
right? I mean, it takes the money, and people are used to it because they never really had anything else. But there were like card games, right, like Magic the Gathering, where you buy a pack of cards, you get random cards within it. I mean, they kind of had a like you get one rare or mythic, three uncommon, the rest are common, and then you could trade it, right? I mean, they did have their physical cards. You could trade them on the secondary marketplace. It's expected, right? I mean, that was like also the appeal of the game, is I had this kind of larger community where you had other things you wanted to pay attention to just besides the game, which means that it grows the community and makes like what you're doing in there more valuable, right? Versus just kind of, just siloing you into like a little game and just hoping to have you just spend money in it, and then that's it. So I would say that's the biggest issue with it. And it's like a lot of gaming is just kind of stale, right? They're not really, a lot of them aren't really trying anything new. It's just kind of rehashing formulas, maybe adding an IP, maybe tweaking something a little bit, but it's just, yeah, it's pretty stale.